The cloud is probably the most important skill that any technical professional can have nowadays. And having a technical certification on any of the big three can have a big impact on your career. So I want to present myself. My name is Thales Rudolph. I am a Google Cloud professional data engineer. And today I want to give you guys some tips in how to get your first certification as well. So let's get to it. Number 0, this is the most important thing for you to get a Google Cloud certification, is that you need English. You need to understand English really well. All of the exams, most of the exams actually, have only in English or Japanese. So you need to understand, because there's a lot of intricacies, technical intricacies and jargons that you must understand. Tip number 1, and probably the most important: where can I study about the cloud and where do I get the knowledge for my exam? First things first, you need to go to the page of the exam. In Google Cloud, I will probably be showing here on the screen. You go to the Professional Data Engineer exam. This is the one I'm giving the most tips out. And you read the materials. You'll see which projects, which is expected on this exam. So in data engineering, we usually talk a little bit of network, mostly BigQuery, Google Cloud Storage, Dataflow, PubSub, and all of these data tools that we can ETL, all our storage, and some databases as well. So we will talk about Cloud SQL and most of the stuff. So you need to know which projects do you need to study on. And if you already have some experience with GCP, so if you already work with GCP sometime, I recommend that you do the sample questions that Google Cloud provides. If you're able to reach 80 to 90% accuracy on the sample questions, you're probably ready to take the exam. This is what I do. If I can take 80 to 90% accuracy on my sample questions, usually I consider myself an act of actually taking the exam. And when studying, I always recommend that you focus totally on Google Cloud official material. So I would go for Google Cloud Skills Boost, which is the official Google Cloud platform for training clouds. So we even have some packs prepared for you. So pack 16 is about data engineering. I will let a link below. And in there, you have all of the learning paths, everything that you need to know to take the exam, the knowledge on videos. But again, rule number 0 tip: everything is in English. You actually have some Portuguese subtitles in this one, but you need to know English. There's no way around it. And inside Skills Boost, actually, you actually have more simple questions. So you have like, it's not simple questions that they say it's more like, it's like diagnosis questions, if I am not mistaken. But there are some extra questions that you can reach and aim for that 80 to 90% accuracy, so you can take the test. Tip number 2. So you should think a lot on the question, like think on the question. Sometimes a little word changes and the answer changes as well. So let's have the example. Why company needs an ETL tool that runs on open source on GCP? And we have Apache Airflow, which is Cloud Composer on GCP, Dataform, DataStream, or Data Fusion. So when you think about it, it's pretty clear. It's Airflow. It's the only open source alternative. So it's pretty clear. Okay, Apache Airflow on Cloud Composer. But if the question changes just a little bit, for example, why company needs an ETL tool that runs open source on GCP? It should be able to handle batch and streaming and follow Google recommended approach. Now we have more context. Even though we still need an ETL tool that's open source, Apache Airflow is not the answer as of now. It is Apache being on Dataflow. So it changes what we must be looking forward to. And Apache Spark can handle batch and streaming, yeah, sure, but it's not Google recommended approach. This is another tricky one. It really helped me a lot on my exam, which is think like Google. So you must know that here, right here, when you take a certification and to earn it, you're basically a author. I am myself an author for Google. I have a certification on Google Clouds. I really like Google Clouds. I am making this video right now about Google Clouds. So Google will talk way too good about their products. It's common sense. So you must think in a commercial perspective that Google will not tell that another product is better than theirs. So there's a question that I really like to bring up. That's like, oh, how should you implement streaming on Google Cloud? And they'll be like, oh, you should use Kafka and Dataproc, Kafka and Dataflow, PubSub and Dataproc, PubSub and Dataflow. There is no world where we are using Kafka on GCP because Google has its own product called PubSub. So we're just not using Kafka. And there's no world where Google will say, oh, this is the correct answer.